Oh god, hey Ryumies! Wait, did I turn off my... I did turn off my reverb from yesterday. Hello. I finally talk about it! Hello. Welcome to my story time for my travels! Featuring a very jet-lagged dragon steel. Good morning! Hello. So for those who don't know, I've been gone for 2 weeks because my friend invited me along on her holiday as moral support. For one thing, I'm not really good at taking pictures, so the pictures that I do show you are going to be atrocious. I couldn't get her to send me her photos in time because I normally steal my friends' photos whenever I do like Zelda dance or trips, but I couldn't do it in time. Because I've been very scatterbrained and disorganized since I came back. Another thing is the second half of the trip, because I spent 1 week in Thailand and 1 week in Vietnam, right? The second week, I didn't take a lot of pictures because the locals... and my friend's family kept telling me that there's a lot of people who steal your phone. And they're like, we'll look after you. They're like, we'll look after you, Lillian. So don't take your phone out, otherwise you'll lose it. And I was petrified because I need my phone to stream. So that's why the pictures probably that I show you from that time is probably in like a very safe and secure location. Cause ain't no way I'm gonna lose my phone. It will turn from like a 2-week holiday into an indefinite hiatus because I'd be phoneless. But yeah, things might be out of order as well because I didn't do any planning for the trip. So I don't remember the exact itinerary because I have no sense of time. But that was it. I was told that this would be a very relaxing trip, and I just needed to show up. Yeah, because I get stressed when I plan things. Don't worry. Hello, Aaron. You got photos at least. Yeah, some photos. But you got awesome food. Yeah, it was really good. Yes, I took all these photos, so that's why they're questionable in quality. Some of them are videos as well, but I just like cropped it off because I don't know how to show you guys videos and it might be weird. Yeah. Super relaxing. I mean, when I left, it was a bit like it was technically morning-ish. It was pretty early. That's why my friend made me breakfast, which I didn't eat. So when I came home, I realized there was toast in the toaster that's been there for like 2 weeks. But yeah, I started the day off. I woke up. I got like decent amount of sleep because it's all around it. How long is it? I want to say like 10-ish hour flight from Australia to Taiwan, right? And it was a day flight, so I just had to do things. I had like a whole 10 hours worth of things planned out. I downloaded music. I was gonna draw. I bought my sketchbook and everything. I was like, alright. Sudoku loaded on my phone. I'm like, okay, let's do 10 hours, nothing to it. I can keep myself busy for 10 hours. I'll just like fall asleep for at least an hour and a half or something like that. For some reason on planes, I can only nap for intervals of an hour and a half, and then I stay awake for like 2 hours, and then I take another hour and a half nap. That's generally how it goes. 8 hours? Oh, it's only 8 hours. Okay, well, I don't know time, evidently. But it immediately was really, like, woke up super positive. But the first thing that happened was we took a Uber to the airport. And the driver was so weird. I don't know, because my friend booked it if he knew where we were going, but he was going on about like, oh yeah, I love Taipei. I love Taiwan. I'm like from there. Well, I lived there for a while, and we were both there, like, yeah. And he kept on. It's not that long of a drive, but it was way too long. It felt like years. This guy was going on. What was it? It was like early-ish. I'm trying to remember time. I think it was like around 7-ish, right? 7 a.m. And so he was like, oh yeah, I've been working a lot. I enjoy working. I think working is one of the best things. I'm on the grind set. I'm just paraphrasing at the moment. I'm not like all the other people. The other day I work like an 18-hour day. Nothing to it. I enjoy working. I get to talk to a lot of people, and he started pitching his ideas. And inside I was just mentally dying because I don't like confrontation. So I'm like, yeah, great. I'm so glad for you. Yeah. Fella single on the grind, shouldn't you have a lot in common? He also had like a really misogynistic undertones. Wait, I'm trying to remember what he said. I kind of like blocked it out of my memory. Something about like he started trying dating apps recently, and he thinks that you should have to put your income in there, and then also more details about like your mentality about work. And I'm like, wow, this guy is really on the grind set. I mean, I consider myself a workaholic as well, but that's because I enjoy what I do. Because I think it brings other people joy, and that makes me happy. And I find it fun. But yeah, that was that. That was the ride to the airport, and I had like such a bad feeling. I'm like, oh man, I hope this holiday is as relaxing as I thought it was going to be. Yeah. But I was really worried because when I go international flights, I normally go to the airport at least 3.5 hours early, right? My friend only booked the Uber for like 2 hours to arrive 2 hours before we were supposed to board. And I was sweating. I was like, oh man, if there's any issues, we're done for. But we made it on time. And I think that was the first time over this whole trip you realize a few times that I don't think I live in the same world as my friend. We in different tax brackets, that's for sure. Because she was so chill, and I was just like, are we gonna make it? Is this enough time? And then it was the flight, which is 8 hours. Yeah, thank you for doing the math for me. And I tweeted about it because I was shook. As soon as I got off the plane, I was so shook. Because normally I fly budget airlines whenever I go on holiday, and they don't give you food or water. I mean, you can ask for water, but I've heard weird things like the water they use has been kept in a tank and it might not be clean. So if you want bottled water, you have to pay for it, and it's kind of expensive, right? Like, when I flew to Japan with a budget airline, I thought I would make it for the 8 hours because it was overnight. Right, and I bought snacks. But then by the time it was like morning or near the end of the flight, last 2 hours, I was getting hungry, and I didn't know if I should like wait and like survive or just spend like $10 on a very mediocre meat pie. Still incredibly Australian. Anyway, so that's what I came into expecting, because I thought all flights were kind of like that. I wasn't expecting meals, or at least only like 2 meals. So as soon as we went on the plane, I was like, alright, see you in like 2 hours. So I took a nap, conked right out. I'm like, 7 a.m. is too early for Lillian to exist in this realm of consciousness. Conked out. And then when I woke up, I was like, oh man, how long has it been? And you know what I woke up to? Biscuit on my lap. A cookie. I was like, oh, cookie. Where's this from? And I asked my friend, you bought cookies for me? I mean, you could have just like held on and gave it to me later. And she's like, what? No. It's a snack from the plane. I'm like, hey, what do you mean? And she's like, oh, they came around and gave out snacks and I thought you would want the snacks. So I took one for you as well, even though you were sleepy. And I was like, ha! They gave me a cookie! I was so excited. Serotonin off the charts with this cookie. And it was so chill. It was so chill. And then they came around and got drinks as well. I was like, whoa! What is this so fancy? I remember vividly telling my friend, like, you know me so well. Yes, if I am asleep, collect all my snacks for me. But I never realized how many snacks there would be because we had like solid meals. I think there was a meal every like 3 hours, and then every once in a while there was like 2 snacks in between as well. It was so good. After they kept on feeding us, and at least for me, I was not used to eating that regularly. So I felt so full, but they kept on giving us more food, and I kept on waking up to snacks on my lap. So much so, like, we had like a connecting flight, right, which was 3 hours. So when we got into that, I'm like, it's a 3-hour flight. No way that they'll give us food. They gave us more food. Also, it came with movies because in budget airlines you have to pay like extra to like watch movies. So I watched so many movies when I was awake. I didn't even end up drawing. It was crazy. It was so fancy. I don't know if I'm just like easily impressed, but that was so fancy. The food was so good as well. I don't think I can go back anymore. I can't go back to watching airlines anymore. Good sleep is get cookies sound about right. There's so many good snacks. But yeah, really fixed my eating schedule then. Sounds like a creepypasta, no context, waking up to snacks. That's also nice, yeah. Really made up for the weird morning. No wonder she was so hyped, so many cookies. Yeah, and then the food came with desserts. I was just really happy. That was the quickest 8 hours of my life. I had little activities. The screen, the entertainment they gave us had little games. There was mahjong. I was enriched. I felt like one of those monkeys in like a zoo animal. Give me cookie. Lillian, play little funny game now. I go watch movie now. Cause that itself could have just been the holiday. I would have been fine. But yeah. The first day, once we arrived, it was mostly just like checking in. Beachy mahjong? Beachy mahjong. Yeah, and I was getting to like the hotel and stuff. Oh, we also had to set up everything. I don't know how transport works in your country, like public transport, but in Taiwan you have to buy like a card. And it costs like, I'm converting money because I don't really remember how much it was in like New Taipei dollars or whatever it's called. Taiwan dollars, yeah, New Taiwan dollars. But it's around like $5 Australian. To buy the card, and then you can put as much money as you want on it, and then you can take the money out. So it's kind of similar to Japan, right? Did the card cost anything in Japan? I can't remember. Suica cards, you can also just use your phone, which I think you can do Taiwan as well. I was kind of sad because we just got like the one at the airport because we had to take a train to the hotel. But there were so many pretty cards. My friend ended up buying like a cool Bocce, the Rock card. And I also ended up buying a Pokemon keychain at the Pokemon Center that ended up being a transport card that I didn't realize. But I think it was pretty cool. It's cute. They have so many cute things and you can attach it to your bags and stuff. In Australia, in Melbourne, you can get a card and the card is free. You just load money into it and the minimum when you load I think is $10 or something like that when you first get the card. But you can't take money that you don't use out of it. But most people don't even pay in Melbourne. In Sydney, I think their system you can just use any like Visa and like card. So I don't know if people actually even get proper cards. But the transport was really good overall. I will say I found Japan easier to navigate the public transport. But everything is pretty easy to understand because Google has literally all the details. The main difference was I was used to the idea of like having to change actual stations to get from one platform to another. But one thing that confused me was I got lost a few times because I kept on getting on the wrong side of the platform. And that was because sometimes they use like numbers for like where to stand on the platform, and I got confused because it was like a different location that I'm used to rather than like the platform name, if that makes sense. There's also times where the platform for that line only had one side and I couldn't find where the other side of the platform was. Only to figure out that you had to go like, it was like downstairs more. So I got lost a few times on the public transport. Other than that, pretty good. Pretty good. Backpack keychain. Oh, good thing. This time, I didn't get checked at the airport at all. And it was a little off-putting. I was mentally prepared to get randomly searched, but my friend got searched in front of me. My friend is like baby face, even more so than me, right? So when I was getting out of like the security check, the guard was heading towards me. And I was like, oh, here we go again. Time to get randomly searched and checked. And then he started talking to me. The guy started talking to me and then turns to my friend and is like, oh, are you like friends? Like siblings? I'm like, yeah, friends. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they asked my friend, like, how old are you? And she answered, and he gave her like a weird look, like, really? Oh, since you're over 18, then that means that we can, like, we don't need parental permission to check you then. So, yeah. Okay. Kinda weird, bro. Like, when, like, a kid goes through, can they not get randomly checked? Do you have to get parental permission? Can kids even travel by themselves on planes? That was a weird experience. But yeah, the conclusion for that is, yeah, it didn't get checked. Less time wasting? True. Hello, you get... Wow, my voice. Yeah, anyway, so that basically is the first day. Then we went to the hotel and I came to the conclusion that even in a new country, my sleep schedule would not improve. So the first day in Taiwan, actually, we basically just ate a lot of food. We went to like markets and stuff, which is a big thing, and we just bought a lot of street food. everything that was popular and recommended on Google and Instagram. My friend's really into like Instagram Reels and TikTok and stuff. Even I am, but hey, she said she planned everything. So we ate so many snacks. So many! Had some like interesting donuts. It was like Asian donuts, so it was like not really bready. And I wouldn't say it was like Krispy Kreme levels as well. And then we had like Mr. Donut. We went to like a shopping mall that had like a lot of weeby stuff. I think that's one thing that like was really interesting to me. Was Thailand has a lot of different languages, and it was and a lot of tourists as well, and it threw me off a lot because all the signs were in English. There was also it was all in English. There was a lot of Japanese, and there was a lot of Korean. Every once in a while there was like Vietnamese, and like all those other languages I can understand, but I couldn't understand the main like Mandarin and Chinese, so it threw me off like a lot. And then I kept on like picking up like every tourist speaking, and it was very overwhelming for the first few days. Like I don't like eavesdropping, but a lot of times like you accidentally do it, right? And it really hurt my head when we went to like super touristy areas. I think for the first like few days, I like let my friend do all the talking whenever we had to try and speak like Mandarin. And I think for the first like entire first day, I ended up just speaking Japanese and English mostly. Because yeah, a lot of people there was like a older Japanese couple, and they were like struggling, so I helped Google Maps stuff for them. Yeah, that was nice. And there was like these random guys that offered to take pictures for me and my friend of us, and that was in Japanese and stuff like that as well. They really prepared for every kind of tourist for real. But it was really cool that there was so much like different Asian, like all the different Asian cultures. You could buy all the anime stuff, and there was so much K-pop stuff as well. Very cool, very cool. It's an Asian thing that I hate, that asking because you just look young is not so nice. I feel like, I don't know, young people suspicious. I still go by my theory that it's just because we're friendly looking. We wouldn't cause any issues. Ate delicacies. We walked by a bunch of stinky tofu. I'm pretty sure I had stinky tofu when I was younger, but the scent really throws me off. Over my trip, I ate a lot of beef noodles. So much beef noodles, and I enjoy beef noodles. I think my friend likes eating meat a lot, and I'm not complaining because I'm like anemic, but oh man, I really needed vegetables, and it was so hard to find. Like fruit was really expensive and vegetables was really expensive, so it was quite oofed. Like I'm not used to this. I survive off salads a lot. Beef brisket noodles. Any funny English captions, or is it not just a thing anymore? I think the English in Taiwan was really good. Yeah. Oh, pictures. I have some pictures. We also went to a really cute cat cafe. Look at this cat. Traveling all the way to a different country to go to a cat cafe. We don't really have cat cafes in Australia, to be fair, because there's like really like strict food rules, so you can't have drinks and food served in the same place as cats. But here they give you drinks. I got lured in because it was really cheap. I think it was like $2 for like 15 minutes, and the whole trick was they'll lure you in and then they'll make you stay for long because you also get unlimited like drink refills. But also I'm like, this is the first day, and I don't want to like spend too much money on this because I'm still understanding how like conversions work. I accidentally bought a $30 bag, like a tote bag, because my friend was looking at it, and I was like, wait, that's cute, and I did the conversions wrong, and I thought it was like $15, and then I was like, whoop. After I saw how much it took for my card, I'm like, well, it's for my friend, and she paid for most of this trip, so that's fine, as long as she likes it. Oh yeah. So yeah, and then there was a cool like record store, and it had like Yugoslavian and stuff. Cause my friend really likes vinyls, but I don't get it. Supposedly the audio is supposed to sound a lot better. I think the design of it is cool. I like looking at the design. This was on the first day, but I don't remember what day it was from. But we also we had some snail noodles, which she really likes because we often eat like the instant snail noodles that you can buy. I say instant, but it's like $10 a pack, so it's not like cheap. That's my lazy meal. There we go. What else happened on the first day? It was just a lot of shopping, a lot of food. I bought some cute stationery. Whenever there was a line, we just joined it, basically. For the breakfast, there was like a very popular... I don't even know what it was. It was like a noodle thing, and then in Taiwan they eat a lot of like quick on-the-go breakfasts, right? I don't know. It was just noodles, and it was like a very particular like... It had like a curry consistency. I don't know how I feel about the food. Some of it was really good, and some of it was like very mid. Yeah. Took a bit of getting used to. The minty eye drops. Oh yeah, the minty eye drops. While we were there, we went to Don Quixote. Well, I think there it's called Donkey. Because I started getting like really bad allergies, so I had to buy some medicine. And we were there. The pharmacist person was like talking to me. They were really nice. Gave me good recommendations. Yeah. When we were... I was trying to buy my own eye drops because I get dry eyes anyway. But dude's very passionate about his job and was like going on and recommending me the best ones, and then really asking me questions about my eyes, like, oh yeah, do you wear contacts? And I was wearing like color contacts, like circle lenses, just cause at that point. So I was confused. I'm like, wait, like yes and no. Like I need one that I can use for both. I was very confused, and I feel bad for him because I think I confused him a lot as well. Maybe not used to Australian accents, and also me thinking in my head, I don't know how to answer this question. So I did buy some, but then I also ended up using my friend's because I couldn't open the package without scissors. But my friend gave me her eye drops, and I put them in, and I was like, why is it spicy? So basically, it's really big in Japan, but they're like eye drops that you're supposed to put in the morning, and they have something in it that's supposed to like make you more awake. You know how in the morning sometimes you're drowsy and your eyes are kind of blurry and you like feel sleepy? It's kind of like that to like give you like a slight shock. It's spicy, but only because I'm sensitive and not used to it. It's similar to how some people say like peppermint is spicy, but it's not really, right? Oh, one thing that was really confusing was I expected Taiwan to be super cold because Australia is a summer right now and Taiwan's supposed to be in winter. But it wasn't that bad. Like the difference wasn't that bad. I think being on a like 8-hour plane that's fully aircon is really helps. But Yeah, it was actually pretty good. I don't own a lot of winter clothes. Like, my winter clothes is just my summer clothes and my normal clothes. And I have like 2 jackets, like big thick jackets, and that's me in winter. So I survived pretty well. I didn't need to buy any extra clothes because I was worried I would have to do that. Because winter clothes is heavy for one, and I was trying to pack light. And winter clothes is also expensive, so I was like, man, if I have to buy a bunch of winter clothes, it's gonna suck. What a weird custom, just splash your water for cold effects for this. Cold water for the same effect. Yeah. But I got in the habit of putting eye drops in the morning because I do think it's refreshing. If you splash water on your face, it doesn't go into your eyeballs. Sometimes your eyeballs need a little refresher. It's the same feeling as like when you first put on a face mask and you're like, ooh, cold. I feel so hydrated right now. It's different for cold water. Especially cold water doesn't hit the same, okay? It doesn't hit the same. Yeah. But also the first day, because we were in such like busy areas. And then like sometimes you go up like dodgy little alleyways and stuff. The alleyways and like when we were going upstairs in like random buildings was when it was difficult. Because I was so confused. Especially escalators as well. Because in Australia, we drive on the other side of the road from a lot of countries. What's it? I'm trying to remember. We drive on the left side of the road. So in Australia, you also keep on the left when you go upstairs and downstairs and walking on pathways and stuff. And only when it's like a really busy street, you kind of just follow the flow of people, so it's fine. But sometimes it'll be like a tiny Asian staircases. If you know, you know. Death stairs, some of them. It's like a tiny stairwell, and I'll just be like walking up, like, ha ha ha, I wonder what's at the top of here. I hope it's not a weed store. And then there'll be just like a person coming down the stairs, and we'll stop in the middle. We're like, oh! And then we'll both move to like make way for the other person, right? And they'll move right because that's what they're used to, and I move left because that's what I'm used to. And we'd end up on the same side. So it was very much like, I think mentally I imagine it as the locals going like, "Bak kaiten." And to me it was very much a like, oh, after you. No, after you. No, after you. No, I insist, after you. Hi, Noden. Glad to be back. Yeah. I think right now I'm more used to the right hand now. So I'll quickly switch back now that I'm back in Australia, but it was very confusing for the first few days. And I think everyone like understands, or like it's not like a big problem per se. It was just a few too many awkward interactions that could have been easily avoided. For me, I laugh it off when it happens. If it happens to me, yeah, I don't take it serious at all, especially since it's an empty area. As long as you follow crowds when it's like really packed, that's more for safety reasons. Don't go against the flow, follow the flow. When all else fails, just barge right through. That's so rude, Echo. One thing I did notice on my first day, Chinese ads, because I saw like I watched TikTok and like I use YouTube and stuff in Taiwan. It was really nice seeing all like the anime ads and stuff. We also went to anime. More on that later. But when I was on TikTok, You guys know about the game Nikkei? Where I don't know what it is, but it very much is a game of like every single ad you're like, oh no, this is safe. Why is there so much boom? Why is it so bouncy? Basically, there were like so many games like that, and I kept on getting ads for them. A lot of games like that. I don't know if it's just because I was on anime side of TikTok, and they're like, oh, you must be one of these people. But my TikTok and YouTube ads, crazy. It was wild. Yeah. Basically, like so many games like Nikkei. Hi, Mai! So I've been meaning myself. I've never actually been to Vietnam. I think I enjoyed Taiwan a bit more than Vietnam. But it's also because it's not a great time to visit when we went, because most things are like closing down as well for like the Lunar New Year, because everyone's going back to their hometown. Also, hot take, but I think Vietnamese food in Australia is a little better. I'm more used to it, but it's cheap, which I don't think should be like the only draw to go to a country, but it's cheap. No, not Nikkei. Yeah. It's like one of those gacha games, which have a very specific male demographic. I mean, even locals get confused sometimes to step in the wrong direction. I guess so. Everyone makes mistakes. But that was basically the first day. Also, me struggling when like locals would assume that I knew how to speak Mandarin, cause I'd just be buying something and they'll just hit me with the language and I'll just stand there awkwardly, cause it gotta be there to say like, oh no, English. I felt so dumb doing that each time, cause normally I learn a little bit, or I know how to say a little bit, or at least know how to interact with someone selling me stuff, right? But no, I just have to stand there like looking blankly, go like, English please. I've never had to do that before. Yeah. English kudasai. And then it was like an awkward moment because they took a while to like process what I said, and they'll be like, And then most of the time, like by the end of the trip, I started understanding like the normal process of like in the Mandarin that they would use to like buy stuff. So I would just like answer in Mandarin. But every once in a while, it's similar to Japanese, how like the really basic interactions are really easy. And sometimes they'll hit you with the like, do you have a point card? And to that is like a bit more fancy, a little more advanced, right? So as soon as I started improving and started gaining confidence in speaking Mandarin, I was like, oh yeah, I got this! I think I improved too much, and they started hitting me with like things like, would you like to join for membership? We have a deal. I'm like, no! Stick to the protocol! I'm a foreigner! Why don't you use translation apps? I think pulling it out for like basic interactions is fine. I think everyone has like enough English to know. Yeah. Also, I feel like you don't get the full experience with it. I didn't really need to use translation apps in Taiwan, except when I didn't have like an English menu, right? So I would just translate that and just point. My, thank you for the member. Someone say memberships. Yeah. Woo! So that was that. Oh yeah, back to anime. So we went to anime. Those cool VTuber stuff on. I got baited. That's a memberships? That's crazy that you remember. What was it called? So we missed one of the like anime, like, you know there's like event spaces in anime, and then they have like cafes and events, like themed cafes, right? I saw them setting up for one when we went to anime, and it looked really cool because it was really cool, like chibi art, and I was like, whoa, what's that? Maybe I'll get into the series and then we can get tickets and go. I need to find out. It wasn't actually an anime, but it's like a Chinese series where they're literally puppets. And my friend was surprised I didn't know about it because supposedly it's like a really, really big thing. I don't remember what it's called anymore. But yeah, it's like a stop motion puppet animation. Oh! It's gonna annoy me now! If you know what I'm talking about, let me know. Budokai? You took pictures of it? Nah, because it was dark and it was kind of far away. Ah, what's it called? Yeah, no idea. Don't know what to search for in Google to find it. But it's literally just like stop motion. But it looks like an anime. Supposedly it's pretty good. Oh! Thank you, Yo-Yo, for the member as well! Well, anyways, we got... we spent a lot of time in anime, actually, because my friend really wanted, the... Alien Stage art book. So we spent ages walking around in anime for it. Looking for it. And I was like, we should just ask the staff. And she was like, oh, I refuse. I go to animates often. I should know. We can find it. I know it's here because there was like a display with Vivanos, which is the artist for Alien Stage, the producer for it, and she like did like a little sign and a little checky book and everything. So she's like, you must be here. When we finally ended up looking it up online, turns out it was like a pre-order release. Really spent all that time walking around there. Saw some good VTuber merch, some good Genshin merch. Love me some animate times. I need me one of those too, but it wasn't international delivery. I know, right? So unlucky. Oh, limited pre-orders. Anyway, so she was really bummed out about that. Okay, next picture. The day after that, we went on a tour. This is what we started like regretting our decisions because we had to wake up early for this tour. I think we had to wake up at 7. And I was so nervous that we were going to be late for the tour because I forgot about rush hour Asian public transport. Like, the trains came every like 5 minutes or so, but they were also packed and we couldn't squeeze on, so we were like, ah, what do we do? It was an interesting tour though. It was in the mountains, and it was very much about like local culture and also history. I'm not the biggest fan of like modern history specifically either. So to me, it was okay. The tour guide was very friendly though, and was quite fun, kind of quirky. So she was basically the highlight of the tour. The first place we went to, oh, it was cold. It was freezing because we went on top of the mountains. It was so windy. That was one of the first time I was like, oh man, it really is winter here. Oh, have a good day, Noden. Good luck with your work. Yeah, so we went to a ranch. I don't even know if it's a ranch. This is like a really bad picture. The tour guide compared it to, you know, the hills in Sound of Music. It was just really green hills. Phone camera doesn't do it justice. And my photography, I decided to take a picture of the lake. Because she said that there were water buffaloes around, and I saw some poop. But I couldn't see any water buffaloes, which is sad because I really wanted to see one. I saw a speck in the far distance. I was like, oh, whoa, buffalo. So that's this picture, and I forgot to take like a proper picture of the hills. But it was pretty. It was pretty. It was just like a nice like little walking area. Very chill. Very windy. That was it. Nature! Wow! Oh yeah, this was also the day. I don't have the photo here because it was on my other phone. So... Oh wait, no, it's on my camera. Sorry, brain. But I posted it on Twitter. That's when we also went to the... Was it this day? This might have been the third day. We spent 2 days shopping. Can't remember. They kind of blend together. But anyway, we went also to the volcano, and I smelled all the weed sulfur. It actually made me feel sick though. Not good. It was not good. We were also in the middle of nowhere, so we stopped somewhere to eat, and it was like kind of bleh. Like, went to some museums. Very history. Learned a lot about Taiwan's history, that's for sure. There was some cool photo spot opportunities. What was the focus? It was very... The focus was hot springs, and she showed us to like different lakes in the volcanic like things. She took us to a milk lake, which was just a lake that's yellow, not yellow, is white because of like the stuff in it, the build up in it, and supposedly like people mine that to make weapons. I was sleepy. I didn't really maintain a lot of remember a lot of the information. That was nice. We went to like a little hot spring as well. A lot of hiking. A lot of walking. Oji-san dragon sliding all over the volcano. So inconsiderate. So inconsiderate! Yeah, breathing all that sulfur. My lungs started feeling queasy. That was that tour. That was that. I was so tired afterwards. Ate a bunch, went to bed. I don't remember what we ate. You know what I ate a lot during this trip? Especially in Taiwan. Every morning we had rice balls, onigiri for breakfast. And bread and coffee, but one day we did like do a traditional breakfast. And I bought like, went to like a random spot and had like, what's it, yota? Yota? Like the fried bread dough stick, and had like soy milk, like the locals do. And then also I had like what's up, radish cake. It was pretty good. One thing is like Taiwan really likes their oysters. There's lots of oysters. Oyster pan omelets. That's what it's called. Oyster omelets, which I think is like a local food. Pretty good. I like the sauce they use. Can't even get to see the photos she took and it's already 2025. What photos? I posted. I'm showing you them. I'm just really bad at remembering to take photos. I'm more of an experienced person. I remember it in my head. Yeah. What else did we do? Went to a lot of museums. This museum was epic. The displays in it, so good. So aesthetic. Like the mood lighting in there. Chef's kiss. Like, I think the person who designed this cared more about aesthetics, because this was kind of like the nature section where they put a lot of like taxidermies. There's a lot of taxidermy. There's a lot of taxidermies. Yeah. It was just very pretty. I don't know how else to say it. It felt like a scrapbook or like an artwork in itself. But as a museum exhibit, I think it's like okay-ish because nothing was labeled very specifically because it was more for the aesthetic. So if you're there to learn, I feel like it wouldn't be as educational as like other gallery exhibits that I'm used to. Does that make sense? Everything was placed for more aesthetic reasons rather than being able to be easily identified. Yes, that was a neat way of explaining it. This day, my friend actually has one relative in Taiwan, and so they were coming with us. A quirky little aunt. She was interesting because I don't think she got a lot of education when she was like younger. So she was so interested whenever we like were explaining things to her because she spoke English, right? So we were explaining stuff to her and we're like, wow, whoa, wow, nature. And she was so amazed by like the taxidermies and she's like, whoa, what is this? This looks so realistic. I'm like, wow. Actually, taxidermy is real. They just stuff it. She's like, that's the real skin. I'm like, most likely. It's just like the eyes. I'm like, no, the eyes aren't real. And she was like, wow, so there's like people whose job is just to do taxidermy? And I'm like, yeah, you can even get your pets taxidermied. And she was like, whoa, that's kind of weird. But I guess it would be really expensive. And I thought about it. I'm like, I actually don't know how much it costs to taxidermy stuff. I think most nature museums focus on scenes, otherwise people get bored. Normally it's like separate scenes, I think, or they separate it a lot more so it's like more grouped together, right? So it's like a nice medium balance. This one had so many different stuff that even I, being like a biology nerd, was also like, wow, that's an interesting thing to put next to each other. Like, no context at all. Yeah, and so we will talk about taxidermy for a while. And you know what she hits us with? She goes, can you get humans taxidermied? And I was just there like, oh, honestly, probably. I don't think anyone does it, and that's kind of serial killer mentality, but you can. And she was like, wow, when I die, I want to be taxidermied. Put me in the family home. I'm like, oh, girl, you aren't kind of cuckoo. What on the world? What on earth? That was the weirdest turn of conversation ever. But yeah, museum. That's called a wax museum. Wax museum? No, wax museum. Taxidermy and wax like sculptures are different. Taxidermy is expensive, as it should be. 1,000 for a Fox USD. Oof. Is that, do they supply the roadkill for you as well? Or cause the thing is, if you want an animal to be taxidermied, it has to be like legally hunted, right? And the quality has to be good because they have to, it can't have like defects on the skin. So I think sourcing it is expensive. getting good quality hide. That's what they say, right? Why don't you taxidermy a roadkill? What's it? In Australia, kangaroos get run over a lot. Some people like to taxidermy them, I think. Or that's like where they source most of the taxidermies for kangaroos, because you have no reason to hunt them, and even when you get hit, you hit a kangaroo with the car will get dented and the kangaroo will come out unscathed. Well, except like maybe they'll die, but it's like blunt force, right? So they won't get like damage. So, or like if you ever see like a taxidermy kangaroo, most likely roadkill. Yeah, some people keep their pets taxidermied. I'm pretty sure that was like a plot of a film at some point. Yeah. I forgot to say, my friend has a weird video of me being really, really awkward at the cat cafe. Because there were a lot of cute cats. Oh, let me put back the cat picture. There were so many cute cats. But the only cat that liked me was a hairless cat. And I don't know how I feel about it. Because when you pet them, it's like... When you pet a cat, sometimes you'll see like their fur move because of how you stroke them. Right? And it's just like a natural reaction. But when you pet a skinless, like a hairless cat, you can see it move. And also, it's like really smooth and satiny. And you can see the claws. The claws and this sort of like cute, like furry feetsies. It's just like claw, foot, cat. But this cat really likes me. It kept on crawling onto my lap and stuff, and I was just there like, I like cats, but I don't know how I feel about you. There's so many wrinkles. I was very conflicted. But I wouldn't reject a cat. Fellas, cats are too weird. Yeah. Oh. Yep. We also went to the dinosaur museum. Here's another picture from the dinosaur museum. Dinosaur. I like dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are cool. Okay. We went on another tour that was really cool, and this was more like we went around more to the popular tourist sites. Taiwan is known for... There was this one beach with rock formations. I like rocks. They were talking about sedimentary rocks and stuff, and I was like, hey, I know about this. I love geology. I say that, but I like rocks, and I don't really like gems and stuff. I don't care about crystals or the pretty ones, so I just care about rocks. I really like sand. I don't know why. Oh yeah, rocks. Oh, we also went to a museum. I didn't take a picture. The art gallery? There was an art gallery, and supposedly one thing that Taiwan is really known for is they have a rock that looks like a meat. Like meat. But it was not being shown at the moment, so we couldn't actually see it. And they also have a rock that looks like a cabbage. I'll show you guys the meat rock. Hold up. I really wanted to see it. I was so sad that it wasn't there. Hold up, let me get the picture. Yeah, this is the meat rock. Hold up. Meat rock! The meat-shaped stone. Oh yeah, and the cabbage one. The jade cabbage! It's so cool! I was really tempted to buy souvenirs, but I think it's a bit hard to explain. But this is the type of geology I'm into. Love that stuff. Straight up pork belly. It looks so good. The meat brick on display. They really should put my meat brick next to a full meal at that point. You just put some kimchi and it's bossam. Make a good sound with that. The featherless cat is really fragile and hard to maintain them properly, so if you see a comfy one, they probably take good care of it. Mil's comfy. I know hairless cats, they secrete a lot of oil, so a lot of times they'll like make things dirty around them as well, which is interesting. The gold pedestal really adds the ridiculous of it. Yeah, they have little charms in the gift shop. It was adorable. I really like novelty items. If you can't tell, I'd buy it. Yeah, I'd eat that and make my teeth. I agree, Sean. Just a few more, you can make a rock hot pot. Yeah, other natural touristy places we went to a nice lake. This also smelt of sulfur. It was really pretty though. We went to a castle. Sorry, very blurry picture. I can't take pictures. What's it? It was really awkward. I didn't know if to say anything or not. But I saw some tourists. I'm not gonna say where they're from, but I spoke their language. So I understood and eavesdropped on them, and I didn't know if I should like help them, but then things escalated, right? So I saw some kids, right, and they were trying to buy a drink. And then there was in English and Mandarin there was a sign saying that it only accepted like smaller notes. And these kids ran up and then they put a giant note in that wasn't accepted in it. And so the machine was really confused, and I think the note was stuck in it. And so the kids started like kicking the machine, the vending machine, because they wanted a drink, and then there was a lot of money in there. And I was just like, oh, I don't know how to help them. Because what am I gonna do? They can't get the money out. And I was like, maybe we should try go get some like help from like the staff or something, you know? And then their parents come, and then they start like jamming stuff and trying to get like a stick and jamming it into like the note slot and trying to get the money out. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to ignore it. Man, they were so mad. I felt bad. Maybe I could have avoided this all. Nah, I already put the money in. I only saw them because I saw the kids looking really confused and frustrated. I'm like, in my head, maybe I should help them order the drink until I realized that's not the issue. Yeah, This is why vending machines get broken so often. Yeah, I like walked a lap of like the lake around the castle, and I came back and they were still there. So they were really dedicated. I don't know exactly how much they put in currency conversion. I think they put in like a decent amount of money. I think it was like $20. So I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I get mad too. And like there were some dogs. Yeah, you could buy like a red thing for good luck, and then you could tie it around. I don't know if you're supposed to tie it everywhere, but people were just tying it everywhere. We got to see a waterfall. It was really pretty, actually. I don't think I've seen a waterfall, except for like mini ones when I go hiking and stuff. So this was actually pretty cool. How's it, Chip? It was fun, Frankie. Yeah, dogs. The dogs are cute. I posted a video of this, so it was really embarrassing because my friend and I aren't really sentimental. We're kind of memesters. Well, so we were on this tour group, and one of the things was that they do is they release lanterns for witches. And there's like different colors that you can buy. And each color is meant to like represent something different, right? So red, I believe, is for health, yellow is for money, stuff like that. You know, the normal superstition type, like good luck type thing. And so when we were on the tour bus, they gave us like a card, and they were like asking, what color do you want? All the different like representations of what you want to wish for. And immediately my friend and I looked to each other, and we saw like a combination of 4 colors, and we were like, those are the Bocce the Rock colors. And we were like, okay, we'll draw each of the members on each side and release it. And it'll be a Bocce the Rock sky lantern. plan. That was the plan, okay? But when we got our lantern, and we got it later because like other people started painting and like drawing on theirs first, and we got influenced by like the seriousness of everyone, because everyone was writing down their wishes, and like the people, like both people next to us were like couples, and they were like wishing for like good luck for their like birth of their baby and stuff. And my friend and I looked at each other and were like, well, I don't know if we should just be drawing anime characters. So we tried to take it slightly seriously. We did do one bocce side. For the money side, we kind of still memed because honestly, you know, whatever. Finance! So my friend did this side. I was like, I don't even know what half these memes mean. I'm a bit of a boomer. Sorry. Okay, I still say stonks, but I don't even know what the first three are. But no recession, guys. If the recession ends, it's because of this lantern. Let it be known. You don't need to think about it because you pay for it, yeah. But it still felt kind of... I didn't want to be disrespectful. Well, that's one thing. And everyone was like being so serious about it. But in the end, we did come to that conclusion because after I saw my friend doing that, I'm like, you know what do I have to lose? And I didn't really know what to draw on the health side. So this is when the lantern was flying. You can see that side with the stonks and stuff. You can't really see, I think, here. But on the red side, I drew a chill guy. Can you see his outline? So out there in the forest somewhere in Taiwan, there's just a chill guy. I'm wishing everyone a very chill guy for your health. I hope everyone's health is very chill this year. Many wishes. Many good wishes. Looks like a muffin. Because I was standing when I was drawing it, he is very long. Because perspective. He's a very tall, chill guy. That is what I'm manifesting. A very chill health year. Also, can I grow taller? Thank you very much. You can't be serious. I'm always serious. But yeah, honestly, A plus artwork. I think people were confused a little. There was a guy that was like helping us light it, and he laughed a little. Honestly, A plus drawings. We drew them in like under like 10 minutes. 4 sides, by the way. All 4 sides had illustrations on them, and it was using a calligraphy brush. So, high quality artwork. You can tell that both my friend and I are artists. Yeah. And then the final location that we went to was Jinten, which is like a mountain town that is it markets itself as very like Ghibli-esque. I think people call it like the Spirited Away town. Cause for a while everyone thought it was where like was used as a reference for Studio Ghibli's Spirited Away until Hayao Miyazaki was like, nope, no, not really. But it has the same vibes because there's like a lake, and then there's like a mountain, and there's like a bunch of buildings, and it's very markety, and there's a lot of lanterns everywhere, right? So here's a picture. I got stuck! There's an open area if you look it up. There's a really nice open area, like you see all the lanterns and all the pretty lights and the river. But I kept on getting stuck in the middle of like, just the shopping areas and like alleyways. And then I went up random stairs to try and get like a viewpoint, and I thought I would be able to see if I went to the top of the hill. But I ended up in like a garbage dump, but I don't know. I'm just not very directionally... Not very good with directions, but it was very cool. I got some cool souvenirs from here. Yeah, so pretty! 2025 chill year. Hey! She complains about cold winter in 6 months. Remind her of this wish. That's not what I meant by chill. Oh yeah, here's some cool Peppa Pig graffiti that I saw. Wow! Lots of you in garbage bins. I didn't. It was people were just heading up there, and I was like, oh, must be like a touristy area, or like must be a view area, right? Because it was like a bunch of stairs, and it was kind of dark, so it must be like a secret area. Only locals know about it. Turns out it's just like an area that everyone just smokes. So I climbed up like 2 flights of stairs, and then at the top was just like a bunch of locals smoking around some bins, and I'm like, well. And all the tall buildings were like around it, so you couldn't even see anything. So I was just like, I shouldn't be here. Indeed, it's a local spot for smokers. Yeah. We went to a aquarium area, ate more food. I saw a bunch of fish. I had really mixed feelings sometimes about going to aquariums and zoos, because sometimes they'll have like because one, I don't like penguins very much, and also penguins are so close to, like, we have penguins in Australia, like actually like in an island close to Australia. We have like fairy penguins and stuff because they go breed around that island, stuff like that. So nah. Yeah, wow, very cool. But it was a very pretty aquarium, very well designed, and it's very new as well. I will show you pictures, but it's just a lot of pictures of fish. What was interesting is I saw a capybara for the first time, and I thought the things floating around it was peanuts, and then the zookeeper came in and started cleaning it up, and I realized it's poop. So, capybara. Yeah, there was a bunch of them. And there was some babies as well. And they were kind of cute. I think they're really just oversized rats. They have really long legs, and they are lots larger than I thought. I also saw a local animal that I've never seen before, so that was really interesting. I've never heard of this, but they call it a cat bear, which is still my favorite animal, so I was really interested, right? It's called a binturong, and supposedly it's an animal that it's only in like Southeast Asia, right? I don't know, it's kind of cute. I kind of like it. Looks like a feral cat. They're supposed to be cute Oji-sans. You know which part makes it cute? It's dumb. I like the memes, right? I'm a big fan of meme animals. That's why I like sunfish a lot. Because they're just chill. And I guess that's the appeal of capybaras, because they're just chill as well, right? They're just friends with everyone. Yeah, so they're kind of cool. Oops, sorry. Yeah. And that was pretty much the main things we did in Taiwan. A lot of traveling. Had some good street food. Had a lot of buns. Ate a lot of xiaolongbao. That's for sure. Did I get any souvenirs from Taiwan? So from Jinten, I got those are really nice souvenir shop. So I bought a phone stand that I'm using right now from it. It's made out of wood and has like a cool like laser cut scene, and it's super cute. And it has a place where like a hole in the middle so I can charge my phone at the same time. Yeah. So that's useful. And I also bought some cute stationery. Honestly, I always, whenever I go on trips, I always end up buying souvenirs for other people a lot more than myself. So I'm glad I remember this time. When I went to Japan last time, I ended up just spending all my money on souvenirs for other people. And usually, I think it's because I already collect a bunch of stuff, and it's like really specific stuff that I can't really buy in other countries. So when I do try and buy stuff for myself, it's normally like something that would be useful. And that normally means it's a consumable. So I'm glad I have like a souvenir. Yeah, it's like a touristy one. And then we also have I bought some keychains from local artists and stuff as well. Yeah. So that was the first half of the trip. I had a lot of bubble tea. Bubble tea in Taiwan is like half the price of Australia. So I think I consumed way too much bubble tea. Like, I think I had one like nearly every other day, and sometimes I would have 2 a day. Wait. They have such nice tea and it's so cheap. Honestly, what I was looking forward to the most. Oh wait, I should retell the story. One time, my friend, we were looking for a place to eat. I told the story last night, but for those who weren't there, so we were on Google Maps, looking for local places to eat because we wanted to stay in the local area. Because we were supposed to meet up for the tour there, right? So we went to Google Maps and found like a random place that had really good reviews. Really good reviews. So we were like super excited. We're like, okay, let's just go eat there. It looks like a local like niche spot. So we were standing outside the area, approximate area. And we couldn't figure out which building it specifically was because there was like a lot of like the picture of it on Google Maps was like at least like 3 stores because each of the stores was kind of tiny, and there were a bunch that were going upstairs as well. So we were like, I don't know which one it is because we can't read Chinese. But then a white guy shows up, and one of my things that my friend has been teaching me, because she travels a lot more than me, is that if you're ever in doubt or you don't know where to go, especially if it's like a main touristy area, you just follow the white people. Because normally they're really good at more experience with traveling, and they normally plan out things a lot more. Because they can't read a lot of languages, I think we just assume. For me, especially because I know how to read some characters in Mandarin, I was just like, oh yeah, I'm sure we'll figure it out. How hard can it be? Most things will have like foreign languages. I can read the other foreign languages. Anyway, so we followed this guy up these like staircases into a restaurant. And it was good because it was a restaurant, which was what we were looking for. And we sat down at a table. And the first like sign we should have seen that was like maybe this isn't the place to eat was there was a monk in the corner, like a Buddhist monk. And we were like, okay, alrighty. Okay. Yay! This must be a local spot if all the locals really like it. This is great! We're gonna love the food here! And then we saw all the food, and it was like super cheap, so we're like, oh, whoa! What a bargain! This must be one of like the local spots that everyone likes because it's cheap. You know, like mom and pop stores that sells good food and it's cheap so everyone can like get it. Because we like didn't know when we were gonna eat lunch, so we were like, oh, we'll just order like 2 meals each because each meal is like around like $5, and I'm used to spending at least $10 on each meal, right? So I was like, alright, we'll order 2 bowls each, whatever. So we sat down, we're Google translating our menus because there was no English menu. And we were like, alright, we'll let the white guy order first. So we're just waiting because there was only like one lady working there. So we wanted him to order first and get her attention so we can just be like, oh, come here! Next minute, this white guy speaks fluent Mandarin. So we were all there like, well, this is awkward. I hope this is fine. Luckily it was. We ordered 4 bowls of food. she disappears. The lady at the restaurant disappears off to cook all the food and starts bringing it out to the other tables. And that's when we realize we messed up. Number one, because why were the bowls so big? So I was just like, oh, maybe we didn't need to order that much food. I think we like doubled the amount of food we needed to order. And then we finally received the food and we're like, this doesn't look like anything I've seen before. But it was like rice and like vegetables and like questionable looking tofu-y thingy. Yeah, in the end, turns out it was like a vegan restaurant. And so, for my friend who loves meat, and for me, who doesn't really eat vegan like meat alternatives, I was just very much like, oh, okay. And we were so nervous because there was a monk there. And the whole place, like, because it's vegan, we were like, are they like super religious? Because isn't it super rude or like bad luck to leave food on your plates? So we did our best to eat as much as possible because we didn't want her to feel bad because it was our fault. The vegans! Anyway, so that was probably like the saddest meal we had. It really wasn't to our taste. I think the food in itself was not bad. It was actually pretty good. I just don't think it was for me. You know, you can just point to the menu and just pay with the currency without the need to talk to them. Yeah. That's what we ended up doing. Like, I know how to like point to thing and say like, what of those? Right. So it was fine. You pay no mind to them, just don't accidentally go near that monk and be normal. Huh? Ah, okay, yeah. Did you get all string noodles? What are string noodles? Yo. Yeah, the white whiskery ones. No, I don't think so. Not sure what those are. Yeah. So that kind of concludes what I can remember from my Taiwan leg of the trip. Taiwan. So then we headed off to Vietnam. This was mostly for my friend's like family type stuff because she was visiting family a lot. One thing that like was very interesting, I think, was the bathrooms. Yeah. Interesting bathrooms. I was scared because I thought that they would have squat toilets and I can't Asian squats because I don't have a good sense of balance. But luckily they have normal toilets. But you can't flush down toilet paper down the toilets, and that was very weird getting used to. Also, they don't really have they don't really wear seatbelts. And at least in Taiwan, we were getting around mostly with public transport and walking. Or we were on a tour bus, so we had like seatbelts. We got driven around a lot because we took cars mostly. Because we traveled with my friend's family a lot. And we just didn't wear seatbelts. It was really weird to me. Like they literally like just don't have seatbelts, or like they don't expect you to put them on. Scott toilets are terrible. My friends actually really like it. I don't understand. Did you get to use the Asia visit? Yes. Nothing beats Japanese style toilets though. Those are peak. My friend's family is very extroverted and it took a lot to get used to. We did a lot of like local type vibes and they were like really proud and showing off stuff and it was kind of cute. To get to the hotel, we had to take a bus, and it was around 6 hours. And her family came to pick us up at the airport in a karaoke bus. It was like a whole. What's it? It was like a 12-seater or something. Those 30 seats, and they were just doing karaoke in the bus. I think one thing in like Southeast Asia, in Vietnam specifically, is that the cars don't travel very fast. So I think even though the trip was really long, we didn't really travel that far. It was really something. One of my friends asked me, her cousin, right, was trying to talk to me, and I think she was trying to like connect with me because one of the first things she asked me was like, in Vietnamese, like, have you ever ate a dookie? And I was just like, what is dookie? Is this a Vietnamese word I don't know what it means? Like, this is a very unfortunate word. Like, what? What do you mean? What does that mean? Well, supposedly there's like a tteokbokki like buffet chain that is called dookie. And I was just like, oh! Like, she didn't even explain it to me because I was just confused, and she was like, oh, okay, don't worry. But we went to like a supermarket later and I saw it and I was like, oh, everything makes sense. I was thinking about asking if we did any karaoke, but I said I didn't have to. I didn't do like any proper karaoke. We did that though. We also watched a bunch of Squid Games. It was very interesting. We watched a lot of Asian Netflix because they have good anime and stuff. I don't know, watching movies with friends is always fun. We ate a lot. We had some bubble tea in Vietnam, and that was really interesting because their tea tastes very much like the powdered stuff. It's like not tea, but they put like 6,000 different jellies in it, so it's more like a Vietnamese dessert than like actual milk tea. And it threw me off a lot when I first had it. Yeah. She expected you to know. She was like, you are cultured. I thought you were a foreigner. Don't they have something like this in Australia? Recently I watched Apothecary Diaries. It's so good. I love Apothecary Diaries. I am hyped for the second season. Sounds like sugary goodness. A lot of foods actually in Vietnam are quite sweet. It was really nice because everything was cheap though. Like, I ordered a lot of food to like our accommodation once like we went back to the main city and stopped staying with her family, right? Ordered a lot of food. It was great. We went to like the cafe apartments, which is like, this huge building where every like, it used to be apartments, but every building like place is now like a cafe. It was a little pricey. I think it's very much like a touristy area, especially since it's in the main city. But that looked cool. I got scared again at one time because we were trying to look at like different tourist areas, and we followed some white people. And it was at the beginning. It just said it's a walking street, which kind of we assumed would be like a walking like shopping district, right? Similar to like I was expecting Akihabara, but maybe not as nerdy or something like that, right? This was at nighttime. I think it was around like 9 p.m. by the way. Beginning it starts fine. It's like some massage places because a lot of people go to Vietnam to get services done, like my friend especially. My other friends that I met up with also went there and got like everything like their eyelashes done, nails, all that, haircuts, blah 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 blah. Yeah. So when we first entered the street, it was like very chill. Some food places, some tourist places, like tourist agencies, translation information offices. I was like, oh yeah, very cool. Some souvenir stores. Then we kept on walking, I was like, food. More food. Some like bars and stuff. Okay. Once we were like a lot further and walked for a while, that's when it started taking a downwards turn. Because all the streets started being like really, really loud. Like how I imagine clubs would be. Like so loud. Playing like really loud music. And there were like girls dancing and stuff. And I was just like, is this the red light district? Should we be here? And it was kind of at the point where like it was like I was just like don't look and keep walking forward because they had so many people on the street going like, hey, would you like to come in? Hey, pretty lady, would you like to come in, right? And just like pointing you towards the place, and you just have to like go like, no, but just keep walking. And I was like, this is crazy. It's crazy. And the worst part was, it's like that point where like you walk so far already in, so you're like mentally like, should I keep walking forward or should I turn back and walk the other way? Which will end? And I was like, we'll just keep walking forward. Like I feel like we've walked long enough, and how long can this street be? It was so long. It was so long. Viet was wrong? What's the difference on Viet was wrong? It was a well-known destination for soldiers, that's for sure. But yeah, I want to look deeper. I knew because I looked at it on the map, right? I'm not really great with like distances on maps, so I wasn't sure how long it was. But it's open on both streets. Thank goodness it wasn't a dead end. That would have been really bad if it was like a dead end type of thing, and then it's like the final boss at the end or something like that. Yeah. It probably covered the entire street zone because they're making money by tourists anyway. We also went to a bunch of different markets. I'm so bad at bargaining, but it's fine. It's still cheaper than Australia, and you're supporting the local economy. Yeah, I saw a lot of cute dogs as well. I drink a lot of like fruit shakes and like sugar cane. It was great. It was great. That's one thing. It's very normalized to have a drink. In Australia, all my friends joke about it, but we're always like, we always need like a sweet treat to keep us going. It's like a reward. But I think especially like, most people don't do that, but it's expected in like Southeast Asian countries. I want to say because it's so humid over there as well, so you get dehydrated easily, right? So my weird drinking sugary drinks is okay. It's recommended. It's refreshing and it keeps your energy up. Yeah. Oh yeah. So let me tell you the story of this. So it was with 3 of my friends and I. We it was like late and we didn't want to go home yet. So we went to this like cafe that was supposed to be for like painting plaster. Didn't know it was a weird thing in Australia. I think it's mostly because it's like drinks and stuff are expensive. Like drinks cost at least $10, right? Just like iced coffee is like $8. Yeah. I did. Yeah. It's in my suitcase. I haven't unpacked it, but yeah. Yeah. So we went into this place. So originally we were just gonna get a drink and like hang around because they had cats and stuff. And they had cats and dogs, and I was like, wow, if we get a drink, it's like a free cat cafe. But then we started looking at all the plasters, and my friend saw this one, right? And it was like a fox. And she was like, wow, this would be great to keep like trinkets and keys in. And then she looked at it, and she's like, you know, it reminds me of that like League of Legends character mascot thing. And I was like, which one are you talking about? So I showed her like a whole bunch of different ones, and then it was like, this one, to the Ari one. And so she's like, we should paint this. And we're both artists. all 3 of my friends that were there were artists. Well, 3 including me. 2 of my friends and I, right? We were all artists, so we like we spent 2 hours on that, and there's 3 of us, so that's like 6 hours of work that was put into this. Blending, we made such a mess. Actually, not even a mess. It was more like we were sweaty. We were mixing colors. We were using like pigments and like different stuff that they had as well. We like got extra brushes that they gave us because we were like, gotta dry brush it in. There was a kid that showed up after us and they finished like after 1 hour, and then we were there still sweated painting this thing. It turned out really good though. Artist bonding, such talent, and use it to make League fan art, of course. Of course. But the cats still are really cute. Every single time we were like, oh, when is it over and about to give up, we just took a cat break and we just patted some cat. Oh, there was one puppy! It's like a toy poodle mix type thing or something. In Vietnam, there was one thing like, even though they had cute dogs, they have like a lot of mixes, right? They're not... In Australia, I'm very used to seeing like purebred dogs where it's really easy, or like designer breeds where everything is very intentional. Because obviously like they neuter their pets a lot more. And responsible pet ownership, blah 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 blah. But in Vietnam, you just have like a bunch of different like mixed breeds where you look at it and I'm like, I don't know what you are. Another thing is when they groom their dogs and cut their fur, they always cut like at the foot. So like they look like they're wearing pants and then their feet are just out because like obviously the ground isn't very clean in Vietnam, so it's better that way so their fur doesn't get dirty. There was this one toy poodle looking dog and it walked really funny and its legs were really long, so much so that my friends were like, this dog gives me monkey vibes. And I'm like, is this dog the next... Is this the start of evolution? The next chain of evolution? So I gave it the nickname of Manjimon, if you know Yokai Watch, because it was very human and it really liked us. It was very attention seeking and it kept on like licking me and like trying to like get my attention and like hug my like hand and stuff for pets. But I didn't like it either and I was just like, hi! Get out of here! Weird looking dog. At least it didn't have a human face. Exactly. That was the pride. That was the highlight. It was, I don't know. I really like animals. So whenever I get like weird feelings of ick, whenever I get an ick, I always feel really bad about it as well. Because I'm like, I'm sure someone thinks you're cute. The drinks at this cafe were so good, by the way, as well. I don't hate dogs. It's just that dog gave me the ick. Yeah. I think we were there so long that the staff also forgot that we spoke some Vietnamese. Because the kid that came in and finished their artwork after 1 hour, they were white, right? They were obviously not locals and they spoke to the staff in English. And the staff asked you if you want it sprayed with varnish so it's shiny, and then also they would dry it for you with a hairdryer and package it and like give you a bag for it to carry, right? They also ask you if you want to keep it because I think you can just like leave it there and they'll just get rid of it if you just want to paint it for funsies. So I saw the staff guy and he was like struggling to was trying to communicate to them in English, and I was just like maybe I should help them out. Maybe I should translate for them. I'm sure they'll be fine. Cause I don't want to intrude, right? It's not my job. Good learning experience for them. And And so I just watched them struggle for a bit, and then they ended up figuring everything out. And I'm like, oh, I'm so proud of you. Let's go, yatta! By the time we were done, right? The guys came up to us, and because I think we were speaking English the whole time. In the end, he was just like, "Do you want to?" Instead of trying to translate what varnish was, and then I just nodded and I was like, "Yes, please." And I remember he got so excited and he ran to his co-worker, and in Vietnamese he was like, "Oh my goodness, I figured it out! We can just say, 'Do you want to?' and make sound effects and they understand." And I didn't know how to say, I just understood you talking to your co-worker before when you were discussing about the varnish. And also when you were translating, but have your success. Have your success. So I hope may that all the English speaking foreigners that enter that store understand when they say, "Do you want to?" Because I don't want to think that I baited them. The world problems are solved thanks to you guys. I tried to give them a clue because I spoke, like my friends and I ended up speaking some bit before we left. So, hopefully it's fine. Yeah. Oh, another day. It was like late. It was nighttime. I would say around like 9 as well. It's like the weird time after eating dinner when and you have a dessert and you don't know what to do. You just wander around. From in the far distance, I saw Hatsune Miku. So I walked towards it, right? And it was like a crane game. And I personally am really bad at crane games, and I get really stressed. I get so stressed by it because it feels like gambling, and I really hate gambling. And I'm not very good at it, and like in theory it shouldn't be that hard. Oh yeah, like sleep well, Sean. Yeah. So we entered the store and there was just like a wall full of like plushies with like some numbers in them, right? Some like numbers on them. And I was trying to figure out with my friends, like, what are those numbers like mean? Because in Taiwan, in the crane games, they give you a prize and then you can just buy the prize if you don't want to try it. So we were like, is that like what this is? Is this what like this is? Because the giant Snorlax plushie they had was like 80. And I'm like, 80? What's 80 mean? And so we ended up going to the staff and asking. And basically, you have like normal crane games and all of them only have like soft like plush, really small plushies and like small goods, right? Which aren't worth that much, but they're still actually really cute. They had some good stuff. Basically, you can use money to play the crane game, and if you didn't want to keep the plushie or toy you got from the crane game, you can convert it to points and use those points to get a bigger prize. And to me, I'm like, that's a scam. You gotta get 80 small plushies to get one giant plushie? But at that point, my friend already had bought us a bunch of tokens. I was like, yeah, let's just play. And I'm like, oh, the crane games. I think, like, you know how people say, like, the crane games in Japan are, like, actually reasonable and, like, winnable? This was the easiest crane game of my life. Like, my friend was telling me, you just, like, whack it around and spin it around and try and aim a little bit and you just get them. And I was like, as if it's that easy. And she just literally just, like, looked like she was... I don't know how to explain it. She just shook the handle for a little bit and then just smashed the button, and then she got 2 plushies and she was like, ain't nothing to it. And I was like, what is this? You a wizard? How's that possible? Yeah, but I did try playing, and honestly, I think most people were really good at it, and like the success rate was really, really high. Even for me, I still didn't do that well, but I won 2 plushies, even though I think I had like 10 turns, which honestly is a good rate for me. A good rate for me. Also, one of my friends got like, I don't know how she did it. She's kind of just one of those ones that, how would I describe her personality? Aloof? She's kind of aloof and overconfident for no reason. Unfounded confidence with no ground or reason, right? So she was also like, she saw my friend win it and was like, oh yeah, I could do that. And so she ends up shaking it way too much that like the crane, like the hand, the claw, starts banging across the glass. And I'm like, girl, relax, you're gonna break the machine. And then she slams on the button way too hard. And you know what happens? The claw in a crane game, normally there's like plushies at the bottom on the floor. And then there's a display wall at the back, and normally there's like shelves. And then the plushies are like stuffed in the shelves. The claw swung so much that it got stuck on the back wall, but somehow pulled off 2 of the plushies, which she ended up getting. So somehow she got 2 plushies off the display wall, and not even the actual game. And I was just standing there like, how's that even possible? And her only reaction was like, wow, we have 2 of the same design now. That kind of sucks. And I'm like, that's what you have to say? Real pro gamer strat. It was crazy. I've never seen anything like that before. She says to me, how do you... Might be. In the end, we saw someone else who had like a shopping trolley, like a small shopping trolley full of plushies. And so we asked him if he was collecting for points, and he was like, yes. And we were like, so can we, if you're just converting it to points, can we swap some of the doubles that we have for like a plushie that you have? And he was like, yeah, help yourself. So he didn't end up with any double ups. No doubles, and it was great. But that also meant, because I didn't end up buying a lot of stuff, because my friends bought a lot of clothes and stuff, I was in charge of carrying all the plushies back. But I ended up putting this plaster painting that we did in my carry-on, and then surrounding it with plushies so it had some more cushioning, so it wouldn't break, right? 10 out of 10 plan. Highest IQ. Nothing was going to break the plaster. I had so many plushies, it was great. Cushioning for days. Yeah, so it won't break while carrying. Yep. Exactly, you understand trouble. Everything was going well. So by this time it was like time to go back on our flight. One thing I remember, when we were lining up to get on the plane, I said a slang that I didn't realize that for other people it might sound inappropriate, because the plane that we went back on, because it was the only one that was available, was a budget airline. So there was no entertainment. So as an experienced person with budget airlines, I was telling my friend, because obviously she's used to the fancy one, seeing how our first trip was. I was like giving her the rundown, like there's nothing, it's just you and your thoughts. I was like, you gotta entertain yourself. And she's like, okay. Yup, okay. Did the plan work? Yes, but with repercussions, I would say. So, one thing I didn't expect about this budget airline was, I don't know if it's just like a rule for Vietnam specifically, but I've never experienced it before. One thing that I've always learned and been told is that you can empty water, like get a water bottle as long as it has no liquid and take it through the security checks, right? And then fill it up on the other side. But when I was eating dinner before we boarded the plane, we all bought a bunch of like really overpriced bottled waters. And we were like, okay, we'll just drink this on the plane so we don't have to buy their super expensive bottled water. Only to get to like the boarding gate and find out that they were checking people's bags for water? I also had a bubble tea then, and I was just like, no way. No, I had a coffee then, and I was like, no way. I bought this so I could drink it slowly on the plane. You're saying I can't? You can't bring liquids through customs, but you're normally allowed to bring snacks and stuff onto the plane and drinks on the plane. The horror of not having built-in amusement park in your plane. Yeah, give me back my amusement. I need enrichment. The raw budget airline experience is meditative. Truly is. Way back trip is about savings. Exactly. You gotta buy more luggage as well so you can bring back all your souvenirs. I don't know if it's just this particular plane company or like this particular like countries specifically as well. The security check is such a scam when it's an excuse to overcharge for water on the other side. Actually, if you buy a bottle before you go in and then you like empty it and you just bring a plastic bottle, there's normally water refills on the other station. At least in Australia, our airport has free water refills on the other side. So that was what I was used to. So if you guys remember, do you guys remember what my carry-on luggage is full of? I had a sense of dread because they were going through everyone's bags and carry-ons to check if there were bottles of water in there. And I was in line and I was like, oh boy, this ain't gonna be good. I really hope like we joined last minute so we could hopefully not get checked as well if they ran out of time, just in case. But no, they wanted to check my carry-on, and it's like a little suitcase, right? And so the security like flight guy, I don't know how to call him, the dude. As soon as I handed him my bag, I was like, it might be a little difficult to... And he's unzipping the bag, and all of a sudden he stops and gives me a weird look. Because plushy arms and stuff start sticking out, and it feels like he can't open it, otherwise like things will burst out. And I start turning like bright red. And I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of plushies in there. And my friends are also laughing their head off because they were like, oh boy. And the guy's just like, oh, okay. And then like he's sticking his arm just in the small gap because he can't open the bag anymore. Otherwise it'll be an explosion. He's like, I shouldn't open it anymore, right? And I'm like, probably not. Unless you're okay with picking everything up. And so he's just feeling around for water, and it's like basically nothing because he can't, it's just plushies, right? Then he closes it up, and then he sees like I'm dying. I'm like on the floor at this point, bright red, dying in the corner, going like, oh, this is so embarrassing. And like I think he feels kind of bad for how like incredibly red I am at this point, that he tries to comfort me by saying, don't worry, I've seen worse. And I'm just like, thanks for trying to help, I guess. Anyway, that was why I tweeted about the whole embarrassing thing on the airport. My friends were laughing. I think it made it worse because I felt they started laughing because of the plushies and how amusing the situation was. But they ended up laughing because of how incredibly red I got. Even now, I'm turning bright red. Oh man, it's warm. Yeah. To be fair, some of the plushies was theirs as well. It wasn't all just my plushies. This is the embarrassing part you're talking about? Yeah. Plushie Slugger. Probably the cutest person at the airport. No, it's so embarrassing. Yeah. And then on the air ride back, they had to kill like pesticides. I'm assuming mosquitoes and stuff. So they sprayed pesticides on everything in the plane. That was really interesting. And I was watching Hunter x Hunter most of the time I was sleeping. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like in theory, overnight plane trips are like good, but they're never great. In my head, I should be able to sleep the whole time, right? Because I don't think I'm like that fussy of a sleeper, but airplanes are always really uncomfortable to sleep on. Because the plane ride back was basically overnight. And I think that's partly because why I'm like super jet lagged even now. Because that was as close to like an overnight as you can get. And my sleep schedule is already messed up. That's why I'm still like recovering. It'll take me a while. Vacuum seal your plushies for maximum efficiency. Then you have to buy like packets for that. Like vacuum sealing packets. And then you have to get like a vacuum. Yeah. But yeah, that was my adventures. Those are my traveling stories. A bit embarrassing. I learned a lot. Was truly a great experience. I had fun and that's what matters, right? Yay! Kudos to your efficient packing. Yeah, can I get some credit? Plushies are like 90% air. They take up a lot of space, okay? Welcome back! Thank you! I have a bunch of projects that I still have to finish. I was supposed to release things while I was on holiday, but everything got delayed. And then I didn't really have really reliable internet access. And I forgot my emails. To log into my emails on my phone because I'm so used to using my computer for everything. So I couldn't get some stuff done. But I expect some stuff soon. Hopefully. As always. Cooking. Yeah. I don't really have anything else to say. Anyone have any closing comments? What do you learn from this? Broaden your horizons. Tea is a good drink. Whatever collab, it got pushed back. Yeah, it got pushed back a little bit. But I have a few other collabs coming up. Thank goodness! I was supposed to do a collab the day like I got back. And I would have been so incredibly jet lagged. I would have died. So I think this was for the best. Well, one thing that confused me a lot was I was organizing a lot of collabs and projects while overseas, and it confused me a lot because everyone uses Discord timestamps, which is honestly goated. I love Discord timestamps because time zones are confusing. But it got really confusing because it's set to your local time, right? And so I had to like keep on doing like conversions. Wow. Don't follow OG songs, they have weird preferences. True. Avoid psychos leading to trash bins. That was okay. That was still an adventure. That was okay. I missed the Taiwan stories, but they're quite strong on the tea. But tea is so good. I have a bunch of tea I bought. I'm excited to drink them. I hopefully can cook them properly. I read a manga about tea, and it's like it's one of those things where like you can take it super seriously, and there's like super detailed ways to do it properly. That's so much that it's overwhelming, right? Yeah, like coffee people, like are very into coffee. Yeah, like that. Tea review. I don't know enough about teas for that. Plus, tea is something I like to drink to chill. If I'm being productive, I like to drink coffee. Don't squeeze the tea. It releases tannins. I learned that recently. It makes it more bitter or something, right? Man, I used to squeeze it because I thought it would get more flavor out because the liquid that comes out of it is dark, but you're not supposed to do it. Also, very few teas require boiling water, so you shouldn't put boiling water straight from the kettle because it'll burn the flavors or something like that. Disco timestamps use UTC is, if I recall, and yeah, it's really annoying they don't have a date selector. I have to rely on other sites. Oh really? I've always just used other sites. Cause I like how they give you like the different like options for the layout as well. Don't forget on free cookies. Actually, my friends, because we met up with the friends that went to Japan and Korea, right? They gave me some Japanese and Korean snacks, so I still have those. My little tea snacks. I can have a little tea party. You did great surviving, boss. So I'm glad you finally got to rest after the chaos 3 months. It's been a bit chaotic since I've been back, but I am still glad that I get to get back to streaming. I missed you guys. I started getting bored the last 3 days with the workaholic tendencies going like ah! I wanna finish things. Yeah. I look forward to hanging out more. What's the next stream? Oh yeah, we're playing a game. The first gaming stream back is on Sunday, so I'll see you guys in chat mode then. Yeah, hopefully by then I'll fix my jet lag. I'm not everlasting, I'll say no one except this dragon 8 right there. Obviously not, because everything is still in progress. Nothing is completed. I haven't completed enough things. Oh yeah, the raids and stuff. It's been a while. Hold up. Brain! Let's go raid Mion! Yeah, send Mion a lot of my love. Of course, thank you for listening to all my stupid stories. I think I've seen that horror game before. Really? I haven't. I'm going into this game completely blind, but it looked cool. Have a good day at work, Phantom. If it's daytime, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. If it's nighttime, oh yasumi nasai. Goodbye, Duba, bye Sean, bye Trouble, bye Harriet, bye Phantom, bye Rag. Have a good day, guys. See you next time. Welcome back to the street. Can I say welcome back to you guys? Technically, you're back even because I'm back, right? That's how that works. It's like you never even left. See ya! Bye, Echo! Bye-bye!